All right, so here's the scenario. You are mixing front of house in your church, and it's amazing, right? You've got everything dialed in. It's the greatest mix that has ever mixed. Other audio engineers are bowing down before you in reverence because the was so good. It was wonderful. And then you go back and you listen to the playback from the live stream, and it sounds like hot garbage. it's Maybe it's not completely hot garbage, but it just doesn't sound the same. It's just a wall of sound, or stuff is just too loud, or other things that are too quiet, and you're confused because it sounded so good when you were mixing it in house. And I want to propose to you that it could be that your room is tricking you. Let me explain.
At McRae Music.
Okay, so oftentimes we're in a position where what we're doing is we're sending a copy of our main mix to our live stream. Card up in the top. If you don't know how to do that, check the card up in the top, and I have a whole video explaining how to use the Behringer X32 to send a copy of your main mix to your live stream. But here's the problem with just sending a copy of our main mix to our live stream. We don't take into account acoustics. When we are mixing for front of house, meaning mixing for what the audience hears, a big element of what the audience is hearing and what you are doing is the space that you are in. The acoustics of your room, right? That's why everyone loves to sing in the shower, because if you can halfway hold a note, you can sound like amazing in the shower, because most bathrooms have tile, and that's going to give you nice acoustic. You can have reverb, it's bouncing off the tiles in the tub, it's all kinds of wonderful things happening, right? So the acoustics kind of act as off sometimes a sweetener, sometimes they can kind of fight against what's going on, but whatever they're doing, they are informing the decisions that you are making as an engineer in your mix. They are most certainly informing your EQ choices. They are informing your leveling choices. They are going to inform what effects you choose to use or don't use. The acoustics of the room isn't really going to mess with your gain structure if you do that properly. Probably not your dynamic range, so like compression and stuff like that. The acoustics of your room aren't going to mess with that, but a lot of the other stuff that I just mentioned, it's going to inform your decisions. The problem is then when you send that mix that you have made based on the acoustics of that room to your live stream, guess what's not in the live stream? The acoustics of your room. And so what everyone is getting is just the raw line audio, just the raw sound. Now, unless you have room mic set up and you're piping the acoustics from the room into your stream as well, which you're probably not doing. You might be catching some audience stuff, but it's not picking up all the acoustics of the room necessarily. Everyone is just getting raw sound, and it's probably not going to sound the same. So ideally, we want to have a separate mix just for our live stream. The beautiful thing is, and there's several ways to do it, but the beautiful thing is the X32 is going to allow you to do that. And I'm going to show you how we can set up a separate mix for our live stream using the buses that are in the X32. Let's take a look. All right, so if you watched our video on duplicating your main mix and sending it to your live stream, I've got the same setup happening right here. I've got two microphones here. Got mic 1, mic 2 happening, so that's wonderful. Those are there. And then I also have a aux pair that's just streaming some music from my phone, just so we can have some signal. We can see that I've got my main fader up here, and this is what's happening. So this is my main mix, okay? Now, I need to go ahead and create a separate mix for my live stream. We're going to do this using our buses, all right? So if I look over here in the middle right now, I'm on the group/DCA area, and I'm going to come down here. We got bus 1 through 8, got bus 9 through 16, which includes 4 effects buses here. And then we have our matrices. Is that how you say it? Matrices. We'll we'll learn about those in another video. So I'm just going to deal with bus 1 through 8. So the first thing you don't want to do is find a pair of buses, ideally because we want to send out a stereo pair. The buses in the X32 are all mono, so that means we're going to need to grab 2 of them and we're going to need to pair them together, right? So you're going to want to find 2 open buses if you can, or try to clear out 2 buses. Again, you got 16 of them to work with here. I've already set 2 of them up here. So I've got stream bus L here, stream bus R right here, and I have linked them together by simply choosing one of them and coming up here where it says link and pressing link, and that links them together so that they move together. All their send, the things I send to them, all that stuff will be together on both channels, and it automatically pans them left and right. If we look at our panning, this one is automatically panned left, that one is automatically panned right. Fantastic. Okay, so I have my buses set up. Now I need to start sending stuff to my buses. So I would do that just like I would do for like a monitor mix or an in-ear mix or anything like that, right? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to currently, and you can see that nothing is going there right now, right? So I'm going to hit sends on faders, and then I'm simply going to select that bus. It was already selected. So now my faders are showing me what's going to those buses. So let's go ahead and send mic 1 and mic 2 like so. And we can see that now we have signal going to those buses from those channels. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and dial in our music. And now that's going there as well, right? Again, everything's fairly low, but you can see that it's going to that bus. All right, fantastic. And so you would repeat this process for all the things that are going to the bus, right? Whatever those things are, you just go through all of your channels. We're going to dial in a mix for this bus, right? And I'll show you some ways you can monitor or listen to what this mix sounds like in a few moments, okay? So once I have that mix set, we need to now go back and start taking a look at our routing, right? If you remember from our sending our whole mix to our live stream video, routing is very important. All right, so if we look at our routing table here, we're going to need to do the same thing that we did when we were sending our main mix to our stream. And that is we're going to configure our output. So I'm just going to tab over here to my output page. And I'm going to look at my outs, and I'm going to want to configure or send my buses, right, to whatever outputs I want. So I already have this set up on output 5 and 6. You can see here output 5 is mix bus 1, right, which is stream bus L. I really like that it shows you the actual name you gave it there. Makes life a little easier. And then output 6 over here is stream bus R, which is mix bus 2, right? So I've connected the stream bus to those outputs. So now all I have to do is either A, go onto the back of my console and physically connect outputs 5 and 6, connect my cables to outputs 5 and 6. Or if I configured it as an aux, right, I'll go to my physical aux out and set up whatever ones I want there, right? And I just physically connect my cables to the appropriate output on the back of my console and then connect them to my audio interface, and we're good to go, right? Or I could route it through my audio interface card, just like we did when we sent our full mix. Let's go over to card, and I'm going to go ahead and route this to outputs 1 through 8 here. Okay, shows me what those are. This is great. Pull my main mix up here so I can show you something. Shows me what those are here, so that is great. And my mix bus or my stream mix is on 5 and 6. So let's go over to our streaming device and see what's happening. So I'm getting signal right now, but this is coming from my main mix, inputs 3 and 4, right? So watch what happens. I'm going to pull my my master fader here, right? So my main mix is gone, right? But watch what happens. I'm going to keep my fader down, and let's switch our input to input 5 and 6, which is our stream bus, right? Left and right. And whoa, magically we have signal. Where's that signal coming from? Our master fader is down. Well, that signal is coming from our stream bus. Push that up. Can pull that back. That is what is being sent now to my streaming device, right? This is great. So whatever is going into those buses, whatever mix I've dialed in through using sends on faders, is now going to my streaming device, right? Fantastic. Now, we need a way to listen to this. there are a couple of things that we can do, right? One, if we are able to, we can monitor or listen directly on the streaming device, right? So if you have an audio interface that is what has connected you, you went out physical outs into an audio interface that's connected to your streaming device, right? Then you are going to just put headphones into that audio interface and listen right there, okay? Or of course we could listen inside of the device, like if you have like a headphone jack, like here I'm on my MacBook. If I have it set up correctly, I could listen to it through it that way. Matter of fact, if I turn my speakers up right now, I'd be able to hear it. The other thing that you could do is you could just monitor directly on the board by just soloing that bus, right? So I'll turn sends on faders off. Actually, I'll leave it on. If I hit solo here, we can see our solo level right there. And this is going to be sent to my headphones. I have headphone jack on either side. I can just plug in right there and be able to listen. Of course, my phone levels are going to be right up top there. All right. So there we've got it. We now have a situation where our room is technically no longer tricking us. We can hear. Now, of course, the one problem that we have is we are still trying to monitor while being in the room. And so that can become a difficulty, but you can start to overcome that if you get some good noise canceling over ear headphones, or just go old school and press your headphones to your ears real tight to kind of take out the ambiance from the room and hear what's actually going on there, right? So we can actually monitor and build a separate mix now for our live stream, and that is fantastic. But that is still not my ideal way to set up a live stream mix. All right, I'm going to show you that in another video, but for right now I want you guys to go ahead and like and subscribe. Do it right now. I'm sorry, I'm not being forceful. Please do it, I beseech thee. Press the like button, press the subscribe button. We got more videos coming in this series of live streaming, and we're going to do a whole series just on the X32 because I want to really help you guys out. I want to make sure that you are getting the best and the most you can out of this wonderful piece of equipment. All right, thanks so much, guys. I hope this helped you. See you again soon.